Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. What are we going to watch in Believe TV Kids series today? Yes, the amazing story of Joseph, a tale of faith and forgiveness. This is the journey of dreams, betrayal and forgiveness. Joseph, the beloved son of Jacob, was given a beautiful coat of many colors, but his jealous brothers sold him into slavery. Yet through faith in God's plan, Joseph rose to power in Egypt and saved his family from famine. Join us, we explore this inspiring story of trust, resilience, and redemption. Let's get into this.
A long time ago, in the land of Canaan, a man named Jacob had 12 sons. Among them, Joseph was very special. Born to Rachel after years of waiting, Joseph was deeply loved by his father. Young Joseph was kind, smart, and quick to obey, but his brothers grew jealous because Jacob favored him. From an early age, Joseph's life teaches us that even when others don't treat us kindly, we can always choose kindness and trust in God's plan. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a brightly colored robe, a symbol of his special love. Joseph beamed with joy, but his brothers' jealousy grew deeper. They struggled to understand why their father treated Joseph differently. This teaches us that God's love for each of us is unique, just like Jacob's love for Joseph. We are all cherished in our own special way. Joseph began having dreams that seemed inspired by God. In one, Joseph saw his brother's bundles of wheat bowing to his. In another, the sun, moon, and stars bowed to him. When he shared these dreams, his brothers became angrier. Even his father wondered about their meaning. Joseph's dreams remind us that God has a plan for our lives, even when we don't yet understand it. One day, Joseph's brothers saw him coming and hatched a plan to harm him. Though Joseph didn't know their hearts, God was always with him, guiding his steps through every challenge ahead. They grabbed him, took off his beautiful robe, and threw him into a deep pit. Later, they sold Joseph to traders passing by for 20 silver coins. To deceive their father, they dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and took it back to Jacob, making him believe that Joseph had been killed by a wild animal. Jacob was heartbroken. Joseph was taken to Egypt and sold as a servant to a man named Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Joseph worked hard, and because God was with him, he was successful in everything he did. However, Potiphar's wife lied about Joseph, and he was thrown into prison. Even in prison, Joseph continued to trust God and helped others by interpreting their dreams. One of the men he helped was later freed and worked for Pharaoh. One day, Pharaoh had troubling dreams about 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 thin cows. None of his wise men could understand what they meant. The man Joseph had helped in prison remembered him and told Pharaoh about Joseph's ability to interpret dreams. Pharaoh called for Joseph, and Joseph explained that the dream meant there would be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. He advised Pharaoh to store food during the good years to prepare for the famine. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, Pharaoh made him the second most powerful man in Egypt, in charge of saving the land from famine. When the famine struck, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy food, not realizing that Joseph was now a ruler there. Joseph recognized them, but they did not recognize him. He decided to test them to see if they had changed. After several tests, Joseph finally revealed his identity. His brothers were shocked and afraid, remembering how they had wronged him. But Joseph forgave them, saying, "What you meant for evil, God turned into good." Joseph invited his entire family, including his father Jacob, to come live in Egypt, where they would have plenty of food. The family was reunited, and Jacob was overjoyed to see his beloved son again. Joseph's story teaches us that no matter what happens, we should always trust in God's plan. Even when things seem bad, God can turn them into something good. Joseph's story shows children that even in difficult moments, we can trust God to turn our struggles into something good.